Dude, we got to look at Tucker Carlson's brother, fucking Buckley. First off, you know how I feel about the name Buckley, right? Oh my God. But Buckley Carlson is slamming Turning Point USA. What a fucking name. It is like a total aristocrat rich kid's name. time to take a Trump. Yo, Buckley. What up, fucknuts? I don't like you. I can't stand your whole family. White nationalist pieces of trash. However, I do support you kicking the shit out of TPUSA and the other MAGA. I do. I'm in your corner, buddy. I can't stand you, but I'm rooting for you, right? Head body, right? Give them hell, all right? Fuck you. Bye-bye. Now, guys, a lot of people who watch this channel are not subscribed, so make sure to hit that sub button. Make sure you hit that like. We got a lot of important work to do here. Dude, I don't like Tucker Carlson. I've never liked him. I always thought he was weaselly, snivelly, and a liar, okay? He's dishonest, and fuck him. But, so Buckley Carlson, all right, his brother went to town, guys. And this is about Blake Neff, okay? It started with this Tucker Carlson clip from yesterday.
Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was not murdered for his opinions on transgenderism, obviously. He was, I believe, and most people who knew him well, as I did, and was friends with him as I was, believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel. So I get it. A lot's at stake. The world is at stake. But from my perspective, I have a duty to say what I think is true. I'm often wrong. And I always say that because it's a fact. I have been wrong a lot, and I may be wrong now. But I am sincere. I'm saying what I believe is true, and I'm going to continue doing that no matter what.
Dude, that is like wild, okay? Because they're saying it out loud, okay? And guys, we've all watched the video of Netanyahu. Oh, hey, we didn't kill Charlie Kirk, right? The prime minister of fucking Israel made a video a week after Charlie died saying, hey, just so you know, we didn't kill Charlie.
Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane.
That was fucking weird, bro. And now TPUSA is this weird Zionist Erika Kirk thing. So this is like festering inside MAGA. Okay, now look at this though. Because Blake Neff, he's that bald guy that was literally like a TPUSA employee. This guy was nobody in TPUSA. Okay, he was nobody. He was a fucking run-of-the-mill TPUSA employee, whatever guy, that now, after Charlie's dead, is like sitting right next to Charlie's chair, and they tweet on Charlie's account. I mean, it's gross. They're ghouls that are cash registering Charlie's death. Okay, so Blake Neff gets involved in this, and he replies and says, actually, those of us who knew Charlie best, a group that doesn't include Tucker, do think that Tyler Robinson did it and was motivated by transgender radicalism. Blake Neff says Tucker is lying, okay? And now this is crazy because Blake Neff was a background person in many right-wing outlets. Blake Neff wrote for Tucker. The top writer for Fox News host Tucker Carlson has for years been using a pseudonym to post bigoted remarks on an online forum that is a hotbed for racist, sexist, and other offensive content. And so Neff got fired. He resigned because he was going to get fired. But dude, so he wrote for Tucker, wrote for Fox, like left because of being a fucking racist. Now, Blake Neff worked for somebody else, too. He worked for Stu Peters, too.
And then there was a separation there, or Blake was fired, or he quit amid these allegations of racism. Dude. I didn't care about that.
Of course he did.
Everybody's a racist. Everybody's an anti-Semite. I didn't care. Can you do good work? And Blake did. He did good work.
Dude, these guys are so dirty, right? I mean, they're so such fucking degenerates, bro. So now, dude, Buckley Carlson says, like, tagged him up and said, such a sad, lying, self-dealing little incel. Blake Neff. Dude. And now these guys got into a fucking brawl today. So, Blake Neff found Buckley Carlson's comment and said, I have lied about nothing. I can only hope that one day you will regret all of this ugly behavior. And Buckley said, you lied in the tweet I referenced, Blake. Initially, it seemed gratuitously, but in reality, for gain, which well describes your motivations these last 9 months. That and pure cowardice. Both are repugnant. And then Blake says, well, Charlie was alive. He and Tucker were friends, but Tucker did not live in Arizona and did not see and work with Charlie on a daily basis like so many of us did. Tucker knows there are a bunch of us here. Michael, Tyler, Andrew, Daisy, Danny, Angelo, our tech team, Erika. Tucker knows how we feel about the theories he's pushing, but he still went and said that the people who knew Charlie best agree with him and blame Israel. That was dishonest. Needless to say, your claims that I'm lying for money are baseless and gross. The random personal attacks are gross, but I'll ignore them. He's like, well, actually, you just mentioned them like multiple times, Blake. So I don't think you will ignore them. You're not stopping talking about them. Dude, they're going off. And look at what he says, though. Dude, look at what he says. He says, not random, essential, foundational to your character. Are you making more money now than before Charlie was killed? Why do you still call it the Charlie Kirk show? And yet he's not on it. And his views, skeptical always, newly Israel wary, anti-war, pro-Massey, his views aren't on it either. Dude, look at that. I mean, come on, dude. It's so true. Why do you call it the Charlie Kirk show when there's no Charlie Kirk and none of the shit you're doing now is anything Charlie Kirk supported, right? I mean, that's a very fair question. You called Tucker a liar and you assume you know with whom he speaks. You spend a lot of time and energy and diminished organizational credibility inserting yourself publicly where it's not necessary, attacking people, and you spend zero time publicly attacking the absurd narrative put forth by our government. Why do you have zero credibility? Zero questions. And why is the issue of Israeli involvement such a red line for you, for Turning Point? Charlie Kirk admonished, we question everything, yet you question nothing. Why are 100% of the supportive in reality some of the most odious and aggressive comments under each of your and any of you posts also 100% pro-Israel, pro-war for Israel, and instantly assail anyone who doesn't believe the obvious false narrative as anti-Semitic? Does that seem statistically possible? Do you think so many people are hateful for asking these questions, Blake? Why will you daily attack real 𝗙𝗪𝗀, but not even respond to her invitation to do a live stream debate? Dude, isn't that crazy? Now, again, guys, I think all of these people are shitters, okay? I don't trust any of them. I am definitely not on any of their sides. But one thing I will say about this is like the shit he is asking here is legit, okay? Because Charlie Kirk was a racist piece of shit, okay? He was, all right? He was racist and anti-woman and anti-LGBTQ, and he was toxic, and he was a liar, and he was illegitimate because he preached things to college kids that he and himself and his wife did not live. However, what's happening now with Turning Point USA is they're tweeting from this dead man's account, but they don't have the same message. They're over the Epstein files. Charlie Kirk is all of a sudden this different person, and they're still using his name, which is fucking weird, guys. Like, why wouldn't you just move on? And what's more, you ready for this? My personal take on it, though, is that this rift is very weakening for the MAGA movement. Okay, fracturing the MAGA movement into MAGA, Trumpian MAGA, and Zionist MAGA, and anti-Zionist MAGA, and anti-Semitic America First, splintering this movement into all those groups, I think is good for America. It's good for the world. Okay, us detonating this, like Candace Owens and Tucker and Buckley Carlson and Erika Kirk and Donald Trump all fighting, is really good for us. Okay, I'll be selfish about that. It is very beneficial for us to have these guys fighting. But look at what Blake says. So Blake responds to this huge thing and says, it's rude to ask such things, bro. Bro, it's rude. Dude, these guys were all on the same fucking team, bro. And he says, but I'll have you know that my pay is completely unchanged compared to a year ago. Has your allowance from your brother changed at all lately? We call it the Charlie Kirk Show because it is the Charlie Kirk Show. It's the show he created and his team, and we feel an obligation to do our best to carry on his message and work rather than let an assassin destroy it with the help of people like you. I said Tucker was lying because he told a lie, something that was untrue, and which he knew was untrue. If he doesn't want to be admonished for that, he shouldn't do it. You complain that I am inserting yourself publicly where it's not necessary. This is particularly loathsome, and I and the rest of the Charlie Kirk Turning Point have shown tremendous restraint for months. I spoke up because you have repeatedly made outrageous attacks for which there is no basis. It would be evil for me to forever say nothing while my friends are slandered when I have a public platform to condemn it. You ask why Israel is a red line for me. This only exposes your hateful obsession because it's not. I've condemned conspiracies involving Egypt and France as well. But more to the point, my initial red line was all of the attacks by you and others on people I personally know. And of course, I did respond to Candace too. I've spent enough time on this. Go back into your hole, he says. But people are fucking tearing them up, dude. Stop asking questions. Look at this, dude. The Charlie Kirk Show, dude. The Babylon Bibby. The Charlie Kirk Show drops new based merch, right? Trust the narrative. The Charlie Kirk Show. Stop asking questions. Dude, it's so funny, bro. They are such twerps. You know what's funny is these guys like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are going to eat these guys alive. I mean, they already have, because I want to point out something right now. Blake Neff here said, oh, we feel an obligation to do our best to carry on Charlie's message. But guys, they've already quit going to colleges. They've already rebranded Turning Point USA to Club America, guys. Okay? They've changed because it's already dead. It's already fractured. Charlie's message is gone, right? Nobody here, like Erika Kirk rebranded to Club America and they started targeting high schools and middle schools because they want to do the Zionism thing. It is completely different than Turning Point USA. It has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk shit. They're not debating people anymore. They are like trying to backdoor going for younger kids. This is a completely different message that appears to have been already in place for when Charlie disappeared. This message was like ready to go. They had the rebrand ready to go and a completely different tack going into high schools to teach patriotism, where now they're even hiding the Christian scripture part of their turning point shit in their attempt to get into high schools. And that was all like ready to go. Like Charlie, before his body was cold, they had Club America. Like, oh yeah, we're moving Club America into the high schools. I mean, dude, this shit, it does not take a genius to see that they were ready with the rebrand. They were ready with this pivot. So Buckley Carlson asking this question, which is what every right-winger that is connected to TPUSA and all the America Firsters want answers from Erika about these questions. And Blake did not give satisfactory answers. And in fact, you know, the Club America, the rebrand, Erika's weird behavior, like these questions are sinking them, right? And they're out there like flailing around responding to people, right? I mean, dude, they've been responding to me. Dude, Andrew Colvett and Tyler Boyer have been responding to me, guys. I'm like a nobody, dude. And they've been responding to me and getting ratioed. Like they're so lost. You know what I mean? They're flailing and responding to every accusation with no good answers. Like, it's okay to respond to shit if you have an answer, if you can like spin the narrative. But if you can't spin the narrative and you don't have any answers, you don't want to be responding to people, guys. That's like the first rule. That's like Media 101. If you don't have an answer and you can't flip the narrative, you ignore it. You need to just keep your mouth shut, bro. Like, come on, dude. The questions themselves just eat you alive. I love it. I mean, they're huge drama queens, but they are seriously fractured. This is like total MAGA civil war here. And what's good about this, I don't think any of their movements survive this. You know what I mean? Like, even if Tucker runs for president with Cenk Uygur and 𝗙cie𝗶𝗵 and Candace Owens, he's not going to survive the shredding he will take in a primary against Marco Rubio and like the Zionist MAGA people. And then AIPAC will put all this money into Rubio, and these guys are going to shred each other in the primary. And when the primary's over, both sides are going to fucking hate each other. Okay? They are. And then we're going to be, hopefully, we're going to stop fighting each other, and we're going to unite around whoever wins our primary, and we're going to kick the shit out of these guys for like 12 years. That's what I want to see right now. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.